Hey there, life editors. Welcome to another one of our live stream calls. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, we have a really fun topic today that I've been wanting to talk about for a while because I've seen it transform the lives of my clients and make them super productive and to be able to make really, really solid choices about their priorities. So today we are talking about a goals parking lot. Yes, a goals parking lot. And those of you who have purchased my Edit My Life Planner and have gone through the 5 video modules for the Edit My Life Planner, you guys understand what a goals parking lot is. But are you really using it to your full advantage? We're going to go over all the ins and outs of what a goals parking lot is and how you can use it to help prioritize all of the projects that you have in your life and business. All right, but before we get started, if you want to become the most productive person you know, you've got to check out my free productivity workshops at sagegrayson.com/workshops. And specifically, the one that I think would be a really good complement to today's live stream is Productivity Superstar. Yes, I'm going to teach you how to become the most productive person you know, and I'm sharing lots of really great tips to help you get your work done faster without the overwhelm and without sacrificing quality. So go to sagegrayson.com/workshops and check out my Productivity Superstar workshop today. All right. So for those of you who are new, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Sage Grayson, and I am a former book editor turned life coach. I help ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. So we like to do these live streams to introduce you to the concept of life editing and to give you tips and tricks to help you be super productive and to help you have a thriving business, if that's what you're working on, and to feel like your best self. That's exactly what life editing is all about. So today, the little nugget of wisdom I want to share with you is a goals parking lot. Leave a comment below and let me know, have you ever heard of a goals parking lot? Or did you hear about it for the first time when you did the Edit My Life Planner? I'll also leave a link below where you can get the Edit My Life Planner. It is a 5-day video mini course with 2 different planners, a daily planner and a weekly planner to help you create a 12-week plan. So I'll give you the link to that. But I'm really interested. Have you heard of a goals parking lot? Do you have any guesses as to what a goals parking lot is? Like, parking lot, what does that mean? But it is a way to help you take all of those goals, all of those beautiful things that you want to be working on, and make choices about them. I want you to feel completely in control of your life, completely in control of your business, completely in control of whatever you're doing, whatever projects and things you're putting out into the world. But the way that you do that is not by saying yes to everything. It's by saying yes to a very select few things that are going to give you the best bang for your buck, that are really going to help you live your best life. And a goals parking lot can help you figure out what those things are that you need to focus on and the things that you don't need to focus on, at least not now. Okay, let's start with some story time. I've got a great story for you. Okay, you and me, we are going to Disneyland. Yes, we are going to Disneyland. I live in Los Angeles, so we're going to hop in the car, going to take a little drive, go to Disneyland, and we're going to spend the whole day there. And then later in the afternoon, we're going to leave the park, and we're going to go to the beach. So as we drive up to Disneyland, and we are parking, we're parking the car in the parking lot, and we are right about to go into Disneyland, and we're going to go hang out with Mickey, and we are going to eat pretzels and churros and cupcakes, and we're going to ride all the rides, and it's going to be super fun. But before we can leave the car in the parking lot and go have a day in Disneyland, we need to make sure that we are taking anything that we need from the car that we are going to need in Disneyland. Okay, so we're looking at the car. We are definitely going to need our sunglasses because this is Southern California. It is sunny. We're going to need our sunglasses. And we are going to need our Minnie Mouse ears because we want to be festive as we're walking around the park. And then we're also going to need our wallets. Like, yes, I buy a lot of stuff when I go to the Disney parks. Leave a comment and let me know, are you a Disney fan like me? And have you ever been to Disneyland or Disney World? And if you have a favorite ride or a favorite character. All right, so I am all ready to go. Got my Minnie ears on, got my wallet, got my sunglasses. I'm ready to leave the car with you, and we're going to walk into Disneyland. But we're going to leave stuff in the car too. We're not taking everything from the car with us into Disneyland. So later when we go to the beach, we're going to leave the beach stuff in the car. So I'm not going to take the beach towels into the theme park. I'm not going to take any of the other beach things like our cooler full of food. I'm not going to take my swimsuit. I'm not going to take my shark repellent or any of those things that we're going to need at the beach. I'm not going to take my boogie board into the theme park. Those are beach things. Those are for later. So those are going to stay in the car. So this is what I mean by a goals parking lot. It's just like a parking lot where you would park your car. So if we're going to Disneyland, we're going to take the things out of the parking lot that we need as we are enjoying Disneyland. And then we're going to come back to the parking lot and use the things that we need for our next goal, our next task, which is going to the beach. We're not going to try to do everything all at once. Could you imagine going into the theme park, carrying all your theme park stuff, and then carrying all of your beach stuff with you at the same time, but you're not using it all at once? And trying to do that all at once is going to make you tired because you're going to be carrying a lot. You won't be able to get on the rides because you have too much junk. And it doesn't make sense to be trying to do everything all at once. So I want you to look at your goals and look at your projects and have permission to leave some things parked in your parking lot. Just because you have a goal, just because you think of an idea, just because a brilliant strategy comes to you, does not mean you need to drive it right now. You can put that little goal, put that strategy in your parking lot and have it sit there waiting for you, safe and sound, while you go and enjoy other things. And then you can always come back to your parking lot when you are ready. So you are not coming up with these goals, coming up with these ideas, coming up with these projects and forgetting about them. That's not what I want you to do. Some of my clients have this feeling like when they come up with an idea or they think of something that they must do, they feel like they have to do all of it all at once. Like they don't give themselves permission to write something down or come back to it later. So if they're trying to lose weight, they'll think, oh, well, I've got to have a keto diet or a vegan diet or whatever it is. I have to get on this meal plan and I have to start tracking calories. Oh, and I also have to do CrossFit because somebody else told me about that. Oh, and I also have to set up a home gym because what if I can't get to the CrossFit gym? Oh, and I have to buy these sneakers because these are the best sneakers to use. Oh, and I have to get this workout clothes and I have to listen to this music and on and on and on. They get overwhelmed because they feel like as soon as they have an idea, they have to act on it right in that moment. And you don't. You 100% don't have to act on your ideas and act on your goals and act on the strategies that you hear in the moment that you think of them. You really, really don't. And I know that's scary for a lot of people because you don't want to forget these things. And you think, well, if I don't do X, Y, and Z, if I don't start Facebook ads, or if I don't start live streaming, or if I don't start sending emails every day, or whatever it might be that you want to do, that you'll forget about it. And that's not true. Like, give yourself a little credit here. You can write down the things that you're not going to be driving right now, and you can come back to them and give them the time and the space that they need, rather trying to flood your life with 100 things all at once. So that's the idea of a goals parking lot. It's just like as if we were going to Disneyland. We're not bringing everything into the theme park. We are leaving something safe and sound parked in its car in the parking lot. All right. So that is my story time to illustrate how a goals parking lot works. But what exactly is a goals parking lot? So your goals parking lot, just like a regular parking lot, is where you're going to store things when you're not using them. And then you're going to come back when it's time and drive them around. So your goals parking lot could be a notebook. It could be a document or like an app that you use. It could be a folder. It could be some way that you are going to collect all of those random ideas that you have, but you don't want to forget them. And you're going to put them somewhere safe and sound. So for a lot of people, this might be like a folder on your Google Drive where you throw everything in there. It could be like a physical folder too that you keep next to your desk and you just kind of put stuff in there as you think about it. But I want you to have a designated place to be your goals parking lot. So if you come up with an idea and you write it on the back of an envelope or you write it on a sticky note, don't lose that. Like as soon as you can, put it into your goals parking lot properly, whether that's typing it up into like a notes app or something, or whether that's putting it into a folder with everything else. Make sure as you're coming up with ideas, you're putting them into your goals parking lot. So here's what I love to tell my clients, because my clients have really big goals and really big dreams. And I love that. I want you to have big goals and big dreams. And I want you to think about the hundreds of different things that you could be doing to reach your goals, whatever your goals are, whether it's losing weight or starting a business or becoming your best self or saving money or improving your relationships, whatever it might be, whatever your goals are, I want you to really rock them out. But here's the thing. While I believe in you and while I know that you are capable of so much more than you think you are, you can do it all. You can do it all, but not all at once. You can do it all, but not all at once. So anything that you want to be doing, you can do it. I fully believe that you can do it, but you can't do it all at once. I have this great analogy I like to use that I want you to treat your life and your goals and the things that are important to you as a boutique, not a big box store. And here's what I mean. So think of a big box store like Walmart or Target or whatever it might be. Those types of stores do thousands of things. You can get your produce there. You can buy clothes there. You can get auto parts there. You can get dog food there. You can get a million different things at those big box stores. But those things that they sell at big box stores are kind of meh. They're not the best quality. And that's because if you're doing thousands of things, you can't do thousands of things well when your attention and your focus is divided among 1,000 things. Are you going to find the best produce at Target? No, you'll probably find better stuff if you go to an actual grocery store. Are you going to find the best clothes at Walmart? No, not really. You'd be better going to a store that just focuses on clothes. So instead of treating your life like a big box store or treating your business like a big box store, where you're trying to do 1,000 things, but you're doing them all kind of half-assed, I want you to treat your life and treat your goals like a boutique. So a boutique store does one or maybe two things, but they do it exceptionally well. So you might have a boutique that just sells beautiful, sparkly cocktail dresses, and that's all they do. They're not trying to sell you produce. They're not trying to sell you auto parts. They just do beautiful, sparkly cocktail dresses, but they do it better than anyone else. Treat your life like a boutique. So I don't want you trying to do 1,000 goals at once. Pick one or two, maybe three, just a handful of goals and give it your all. Put most of your energy into those goals rather than trying to spread yourself thin and coming up short in every area. So this is something that I really have to work on with my clients. As soon as I start working with a new client and we're creating her first 12-week plan, you guys have heard me say this before, that I work in 12-week plans. That's how my Edit My Life planner works as well. I don't do yearly goals or 5-year plans or whatever. We just do 12 weeks at a time over and over and over again. And as somebody is creating their very first 12-week plan and they're excited to be working with me, they're excited to be working with a coach, and they've got a lot of things that they want to do, they'll come up with 10, 15, 20 goals that they want to work on in the next 12 weeks. And I will gently try to steer them away from that and say, you know, what if for this first 12 weeks, we just do 2 goals or maybe 3 goals max? And sometimes I'm able to convince them and sometimes I'm not. And they are very adamant about going after it. No, 15 goals right now. I'm going to do them all. And I understand that. I understand. Sometimes you have to do before you learn. So I'm like, okay, here we go. And we'll do the first 12-week plan, and we'll go through the 12 weeks, and they'll be working on all of their goals, trying to juggle 15 balls in the air at once. And by the end of the 12 weeks, as we look back and reflect, they might have reached some goals. They might have made progress on a few projects they were working on. But if they had focused on just 2 or 3 things, they would have completed those goals and reached them faster than kind of getting meh results from everything. And they're soon going to learn that if they're trying to juggle 15 balls in the air, some are going to fall to the ground and they're not going to be able to keep them all running. They're going to slip through their fingers. So then the next 12-week plan we do, they're a little bit more realistic, and my clients are able to choose 2 or 3 goals maximum. So I want you to look at all your goals, all your projects, all your tasks, everything that's percolating in your mind, everything that feels important to you. And I want you to narrow your focus just to 2 or 3 goals that you are going to drive now. And everything else, you're not going to forget about them, but they're going to be safe and sound in your parking lot. Make sense? All right. So that's what a goals parking lot is. And I want to know, how many of you have a goals parking lot? And do you call it a goals parking lot? Or do you call it a someday folder or a tickler file or whatever it might be? Let me know what you call yours and how do you hold it? Like, is it a physical folder on your desk? Or is it a Google Doc or something like that? How do you keep track of all of these ideas that come to you, but you're not going to drive them in this moment? Okay, moving on. Now that you have your goals parking lot, let's talk about how you can use it to prioritize all of the things in your life and business. All right, so once you have your goals parking lot and you've got tons of stuff in there, all sorts of different goals, all sorts of different areas of your life, I want you to take a look at your time budget and your weekly schedule. Now, if you've done the Edit My Life Planner, you understand what a time budget is. That means you're looking at the days that you are actually able to work on your goals in a certain amount of time. So for my clients, it's 12 weeks or 90 days or 3 months, whatever you want to call it. It's that plan. So in your time budget, if you think you have 90 days to work on a project, you actually don't. You actually don't. Look at the calendar for the next 3 months and cross off any days where it's vacation or it's weekends or days off or PTO, or you know you're going to be on vacation or like away from it, or there's something going on, like you've got an all-day meeting, you're not going to be able to work on your goals then, whatever it is. And then within the days, mark down the hours that you have to work on your goals. So if you have a day job, you might only get half hour, 10 minutes or something to work on your goals because the rest of your day is occupied. And then when you look at those 3 months, so let's say you have a 90-day calendar in front of you, you've marked off all the days you're not going to be working, and then also marking off at the end of the month any extra days you think you might need to work in there. Like if you expect your kids to get sick X number of days in 90 days, or if you have a chronic condition like migraines or something like that, mark off whatever, 4 days, 5 days a month that you think you're going to lose to whatever your chronic condition is. So for most of my clients, when they start off with 90 days, when they actually look at how much time they really have to work on their goals, most only have somewhere around 18, maybe 20 days to work. So looking at your goals parking lot where you have hundreds and hundreds of ideas that you want to act on, but looking at your time budget, you only have, 18 days, 20 days to work on your goals. You have to be realistic with yourself and realize that you're not going to be able to achieve all of those goals in the time that you have. You just can't. You have limited time. Time is a limited resource. And I know that's hard for some people, but the moment you can be honest with yourself about your time, the happier you'll be and the more you'll be able to achieve your goals, rather than lying to yourself about your time and being like, I've got 90 days, when actually you don't have 90 days. You have a ton of other things going on. When you are lying to yourself about your time, you're never going to reach your goals, or you're going to half-ass them, or you're going to stumble and let things fall through the cracks. And it's going to be depressing. You're going to get to your end of your 12-week plan, the end of your 90-day plan, and feel horrible about yourself because you didn't achieve your goals. But if you are more realistic, you would have achieved them. I would rather you achieve 1 goal or 2 goals every season than set a goal for 15 goals and achieve none of them. Does that make sense? Yeah, and that is a bitter pill to swallow for some of you. But let's be honest here. Like, if you muddle your life with 15, 20 different goals and you're not honest about your time, like you're going to feel like, well, productivity doesn't work for me, or planning doesn't work for me, or I'll never reach my goals. And then every year is the same thing where you're never reaching your goals. I would rather you be really honest with yourself. Okay. So after you have reviewed your time budget and you've reviewed your weekly schedule, so maybe you only have 1 hour a day to work on your goals or something like that, and you know which days you're going to have off and planning for emergencies and all of that, then I want you to be honest with how long each goal, project, and task in your goals parking lot will take. So let's say you've got your 12-week plan. You got maybe 20 days to work on something, and you have some really big projects. Like maybe you have a project where you want to launch 3 different products for your business. But looking at your time, you don't have time to launch 3 products. Maybe you could just launch 1 product really well. Or maybe you want to take on some other kind of thing, like you want to join a committee or volunteer or something. But when you look, you can't volunteer at like 5 different places. You can only choose one at a time. So be honest about how long each goal and project will take. And this also is true for the hours within each day. So let's say you want to put content out there and it takes you, I don't even know, 5 hours to record and publish a video. That might be really fast for some of you or really long for some others of you. So let's say you have 5 hours. It takes you 5 hours on average to record and edit a video and publish it online. But you only have whatever 1 hour a day to work on your work. So instead of thinking like, oh, I'm going to write and publish a video every single day, it's going to take you 5 days, 1 hour each day to write and complete a video. So that's what I mean by being really honest with your time. And it might be like a rude awakening to some of you, but maybe even add in some buffer time too, because things always seem to take longer than you think it's going to take. Okay. So once you have reviewed your time budget, reviewed your schedule, and then you're honest about how long all of those projects are going to take you, you might have whatever, 10 different projects, and they're all going to take you 20, 30, 40 days each. So you really can only limit yourself to maybe 1 or 2 goals in a 12-week span. So go through your goals, projects, and tasks and figure out which one of those are going to have the best return on investment. Like which ones are going to get you closer to your goal or help you achieve your goal now, rather than things that can wait till later. So maybe let's say you're trying to lose weight. Many of my clients are working on their weight and you don't have a lot of time. You have maybe 10 minutes a day to work on weight loss, but then you've got kids, you got a day job, you've got volunteering, you've got other things that are eating up your time. So if you only have 10 minutes a day to work on weight loss, which one of your goals and projects is going to give you the biggest bang for your buck? Which ones are going to get you the best return on your investment? Well, you don't exactly have time to get in the car and drive to the gym and work out for an hour and drive all the way back and then shower. You don't have time to do that. You've got 10 minutes a day. What are you going to do? Well, in that case, you're going to focus on a calorie deficit. You're going to focus on counting your calories and make sure that you are in a calorie deficit every single day. That is going to help you lose weight without having to exercise or drive somewhere or buy a bunch of equipment. You can literally do that in less than 10 minutes a day. All you're doing is just tracking your calories and making sure you're staying within a calorie deficit range. That's it. I've had hundreds of clients who like all they do is a calorie deficit, but they have no time for anything else and they still lose weight. So think about that too. Okay, let's say you have a business and you want to earn money for your business, but it's still growing and you don't have a large list, you don't have a large following on social media, and it's difficult for you to get content out there regularly. Well, what's going to get you money for your business quickly? It's probably doing warm letters. And warm letters is a marketing technique that I talk about in my Startup in 60 program. And I'll leave a link below the video so you can check it out. But that's where you can send individualized invitations for people to try out your products who are already warm to you. It's the complete opposite of cold calling. And I walk you through all the steps and I give you templates for how to do your warm letters in Startup in 60. So that's what I'm talking about. When you're looking at your goals, which ones have the best return on investment? Which ones are going to help you reach your goal fastest in the limited amount of time that you have? And I don't want you just to choose, oh, this one sounds most fun. I'll do that one. Yeah, I want you to have fun in your life, but is that fun thing going to get you what you want? Maybe not. Maybe not. So as you are choosing the goals that you can work on in the limited amount of time that you have, which goals and projects can wait till later? Those are the things that are going to stay in your goals parking lot. Those are going to stay parked safe and sound, perfectly safe in the parking lot, but you are not driving them right this moment. So for my clients, and we do this in the Edit My Life Planner too, I want you to look at your 12 weeks, look at how much time you actually have, be honest with what goals and projects are actually going to help you succeed and which ones can wait till later, and then choose 1 to 3 goals. 1 to 3 goals. That's it. And let's look on the positive side. If you think, oh, choosing 3 goals for 12 weeks, that's so few. Well, Let's be optimistic. What if you rock out those goals and you reach those goals in the first month? Great. Then you can choose more goals. But if you don't, and you do need those full 12 weeks to achieve those goals, you're giving yourself the time, space, and energy to do that without crowding those goals out by adding other things that are just going to distract you. Okay. So then only choose the projects for those goals that give you the best return on investment and fit your budget. So like we said, let's say your goal is weight loss. Which projects have the best return on investment? Well, doing a calorie deficit. Those are the projects that can get you to that goal fastest. If you need money for your business, what projects can get you money for your business fastest? It's warm letters. So think about that. And then everything else goes into your parking lot. The first time you do this, the first time you start using a goals parking lot, you're going to feel like, wow, I'm not really doing a lot. I've got like 1 or 2 goals, and it feels like I'm letting things go. And it's true. You are letting other things go. You're letting things sit in the parking lot. Just because you think of something, just because you have this brilliant idea, doesn't mean that you have to do it right away. And I would rather you narrow your focus and really put your attention into 1 or 2 things and get the best return on investment. Like imagine if you focused, you could earn, I don't know what your goals are, $1,000, $10,000 for your business in those 12 weeks, rather than dividing your attention and earning $100 over those 12 weeks. Put all of your energy, 99% of your energy, into those 1 to 3 goals that you choose for every 12-week plan. Okay, so let's recap how you use your goals parking lot one more time before we wrap this up. So I want you to get a notebook or an online notes app or some kind of like Google Doc or something where you are going to take any random ideas, any goals, any ideas and strategies that pop into your head, and you're going to put them in your goals parking lot. So it could be anything that you see at all, like, oh, so-and-so is doing it this way. Maybe I should do that. Put it in the parking lot. Or, oh, here's a fun idea. I wonder if that'll work for me. Put it in your parking lot. Any ideas that you have, put them in your parking lot. And then you're going to go through your time budget. And again, check out the Edit My Life Planner. It's a 5-day mini course video series to help you figure out how to use your time better. And I go over how to do a time budget exactly in there. And once you know exactly how many days you have to work with within a 12-week plan or a 90-day plan, then be honest about how long each goal, project, and task will take. And you might only have time for 1 goal or 1 project, and that's okay. Then anything else is going to wait till later. And even within your goals parking lot, you can start dividing things out. Like, this is for these 12 weeks, and then the next 12 weeks, and then the next 12 weeks. Or you can divide them out by category. Like, when I'm in a season of my life, when I'm working on my finances, I'll do these things. When I'm in a season of my life, when I'm working on my health, I'll do these things. When I'm in a season of my life that I can work on my relationships, these things. So any way that you want to divide out the things in your parking lot so that you can find them quicker. Then choose 1 to 3 goals for your 12-week plan and do only the projects that lead to those goals that give you the best return on your investment. So don't waste your time on things that just seem fun or kind of distracting. Do the projects that lead to those goals that give you the best return on investment. Everything else goes in the parking lot. All right. So I've got some homework for you. Homework for you this week. I want you to do a brain dump where you just write down all of those little ideas that are percolating in your head, anything at all. So you could do it in like a Word document, or you could just write it out by hand, whatever works for you. And you might want to keep your brain dump with you for a few days. So write down anything that comes to mind, like, oh, that's a fun idea, or maybe I should try that strategy, or I always wanted to do this, or I want to do this thing before my birthday, or this before the end of the year, whatever it is. Write down all of those goals, all of those strategies, all of those ideas. And then I want you to be really selective, choose your goals for your next 12 weeks, or even for the end of the year. You can make it a short, like 8-week plan or whatever it is. And everything else goes in your parking lot. And then you put your parking lot away. You're not staring at your parking lot every single day. You're not driving those things yet. They're safe and sound. You're not going to lose those ideas. But then give all of your attention to those 1 to 3 goals for the time period that you're working in. I got to say, for me, I do 1, maybe 2 goals every 12-week plan. And it might be shocking, like, oh, you're a life coach. You should be able to like handle and juggle many things. No, I mean, I am successful because I have 1 or 2 goals every 12 weeks. I don't try to divide my attention among a million things. I really, really hone in on what's important during this season of my life. All right, I want to hear from you. I want you to share in the comments what's in your goals parking lot, what's waiting for later, and what are you driving now? What are you going to focus on now? And if you are one of those people who's juggling 15 or 20 goals at this moment, how are you going to decide which ones to put in the parking lot and which ones that you're going to drive right now? And if you have any questions, tag me in the comments and let's talk about it. Let's figure out where your priorities are and how much time you have to work with and where you can really maximize and strategize and really focus on those priorities that are important now. Because you can do it all, but you don't have to do it all at once. All right, so come back here either on YouTube, Facebook, leave a comment. Let me know what goals you're working on. Let me know what you're putting in the parking lot. And I definitely want to hear what your parking lot looks like. Is it a folder? Is it a notebook? Is it some kind of online program or project management software? Let me know how you are organizing your parking lot. And then if you want even more help, I would love for you to come to sagegrayson.com/workshops and check out my productivity superstar workshop. So right here, sagegrayson.com/workshops, and sign up for my free productivity superstar workshop. I've got some really great tips and strategies for getting your work done faster and feeling more confident with what you do accomplish rather than dividing your attention among a million things. So check out the productivity superstar workshop at sagegrayson.com/workshops. All right, that's it for today. That's all I've got. Let's see, I don't see any other comments coming in, but of course, if you are watching the replay, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I do see all the comments as they come in, and I want to keep this conversation going. And if you have any ideas for other topics that I should cover during these live streams, let me know. I'm always interested to hear what types of things are going to help you edit your life and business in a positive way. So let me know what you want to talk about. All right, Life Editor, thank you so much for joining me today. I will talk to you again real soon. Bye.